Hey everybody, welcome to episode 13 of Round the Twist. Guess we'll get right into it. On the needles, I don't know what you guys have been knitting. If you want to tell me, leave a message in the on the blog, in the comments there, or you can drop me a line on Ravelry as well. But what I've been knitting, the Peacock Sock, number 2, still out of the Opal Rainforest Collection 2. The Foul colorway. I'm about an inch away from doing the heel flap and turning the heel on this sock, so that's coming along. However, it has been put aside for a while. Get that out of the way. I got started on Sarah's Christmas present today. This is the very, very, very beginnings of it. You can just see the little bits. This is going to be the Pretty Thing Cowl by Yarn Harlot, and you can actually, well, I don't know, I got my pattern through Ravelry, but she's also had the link up on her blog. Oh, crud. Bit of a mess here. I knew I shouldn't have put this stitch marker on here. Okay, there we go. It's loose. I'm using one of my wee ones stitch markers. You see it? Oh, crud. There it is. It's a little Bichon. I have a set of 5. I love them to death. They are so adorable in 5 different little poses. But yeah, what I'm knitting. The Pretty Thing Cowl, I had to go into one of the yarn stores here in Omaha this morning and get a size 4 16-inch Addy in order to work on this, because Magic Loop just, I tried it. I tried to start it at work last night on Magic Loop. It just wasn't working for me. So I got the Addy, not the Addy lace, so I'm working with the Blunty Stumpos, but it's going. It's really nothing harder than a knit 2 together or a slip knit, so these are working perfectly fine. It's just hard to get used to after you're used to like the pointiness of the Knit Picks needles, and you go to this and they're sliding, just the yarn sliding along the needles just like the Knit Picks ones, but then you got this blunt little point on it, and yeah. Addies just aren't my favorite. I know, sacrilege, but I'm making do because it's what they had, and I thought metal would probably be better for this than wood. Yarn is out of the no longer in business. Cables and Lace was the Dragon Feet, their 70/30 merino silk blend in Karen's Hospital Blues, and I do have 2 skeins of it. I'll probably only need a partial skein for the cowl, and then I'm going to come up with some kind of fingerless mitts for Sarah for Christmas as well. So that's gotten started. I think I'm on row 7, I believe. It's the first, yeah, row 7. I'm pretty sure it's row 7. I left my pattern downstairs. Okay, Mom, go away. Mom's Christmas present made a sad trip to the frog pond. At work last night, I got through a second pattern repeat, and I was all proud. I had it done. It was great. It was wonderful. And then I looked at the pattern, and there's this lovely little note section that for the decreases in row 9. Okay, it's a 10-row pattern repeat. Row 9 for the 2 pattern repeats I've done has been kicking my butt every time. It probably takes me 40 minutes to do a round of 78 stitches. There's something wrong with this picture. Okay, maybe not that long, maybe 20 minutes, but still, too long. It should not take that long to do a round on a sock. Well, after I'll tell you about my little trip to the frog pond in a second, but I'm sitting here and I was all proud. I finished my 10 rows. I was going to put it away because it was getting to be morning at work, and I see this. The decreases in row 9 can be worked as a normal slip knit. Knit 1, knit 2 together, or slip 1, knit 2 together, pass slip stitch over, and knit 2 together if you prefer, rather than the twisted stitch version that I'd been doing. That was causing me so much grief. It says right here, work the twisted versions for extra credit, and there are quotes in the pattern. Yeah, I pulled it off the needles, handed it to my coworker who was sitting there with her mouth hanging open, going, "No, don't rip it!" And I said, she's going, "I can't watch." And I said, "You don't have to watch, just hold the sock." I am back. I've completed the 3 setup ribbing and the 3 setup rows. Yeah, I'm behind. I just made backwards progress. So, gonna work on that. But as I was pulling it out, It's on one needle. This is the needle it was on. And I was pulling it out through the stitches, and it does that. Just popped right off. So a little super glue, it'll be fine. I do know Knit Picks replaces needles that come apart, that there are problems with, whatever. I can fix this myself. It's a $3.99, $4.99 needle. It's not like it's an Addy Turbo that fell apart that you paid 20 bucks for. So luckily, well, I shouldn't say luckily, I had planned on going to the yarn store to pick up the needle for the cowl. So I get there and I say, I need a 1, I need a 40-inch, whatever. And the girl gets up on the ladder and takes one down and brings it over. And Joe, the shop owner, I had pulled out my needle to show him what had gone wrong. And he looks at the needle in the package and looks at my needle and goes, these are different sizes. And I said, yeah, the one I'm using is a 2.25. And he goes, oh, this is a 2.5. Well, of course, the only 2.25s they had are a 24-inch or a 32-inch. Not long enough for me to work magic loop. And I don't like to do 2 at a time circs. I don't. That's just my personal preference. If it works for you, great. And so, kind of disheartened, I left the store. I went to the other yarn store in town, and they don't even have any 2.25s at all. The lady's like, oh, we just got a full shipment in. All the needles are back there. I go and look. Nothing. There's a 2.0. There's a 2.5. There's no 2.25. And then I came home thinking, I thought I ordered 2 sets of needles. So in case I had 2 socks, the same size needles, I could have them going at the same time. Sure enough, dig in my drawer, I had a second one. So my butt was saved. I didn't have to drop another 20 bucks. Yay, I just need to learn to remember what I've already bought, and it might help a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's what's on my needles right now. Moving on to what's on the wheel, or more accurately, what's off the wheel. This would be the second bobbin. See, I have 2 of the Crown Mountain Farms Twist and Shout that you guys picked for me. I know it looks like it's really dark compared to this one. It was light the whole way through the bump of this middle third of the roving until I hit the last bit. So you're only seeing the last little bit that I spun that was very saturated, which plied up with the lighter stuff at the end of this one. That'll be a great barber pull effect. We'll have to wait and see what the third one does. I haven't started spinning the third bit, but I'm 2/3 of the way done, and I'm tossing around what I'm going to do with the yarn when I'm finished. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out, and I will keep you guys updated on that. And on to the finished object of the week. It's not an old one. It's one you guys have seen before. If you're dad, go away. I have a Christmas present done! Yay! The gigantic gray socks are done. Thank goodness. It's the Earl Grey pattern by Yarn Harlot, Stephanie Pearl McPhee. Free pattern from her. I did it on US 1.5s, the 2.5 millimeter needles using my Knit Picks Harmony DPNs. The Patton's Croy socks, yarn in Gentry Gray that I got for a steal at Hobby Lobby for $2.99 a ball. I used 2 balls, and this is smushing it down because I pulled it out of the middle. Maybe 2/3 of the third ball. I got 4 balls for $2.99 a piece. Everything was on clearance. I love catching a great sale like that. I didn't go in expecting to buy sock yarn, but I did. Yay. So, Christmas present done. Yay. We're only on November 4th. Woohoo! And yeah, so while I was at the yarn store, really quick, I had a little bit of a fall down. Now, okay, before everyone goes blaming me, 3 of these, the 2 Trekkings and the Osterman Step, are for plain stockinette socks for me to wear for work because my work shoes are so tight I can only wear stockinette socks in them. And then they have Dream in Color Smushy in, I think it's Good Luck Jade. Yes. Yes. And I love that colorway, and I hadn't seen it in Smushy yet, so I had to get it. Don't look at me like that. And my other score of the week was Painty. Laura from the Unique Sheep was at SAF and snagged me a skein of Skinny Bugga. This will turn into something fabulous. I don't know what yet, but you will be seeing more of this in the future. Thank you so much, Laura, for getting that for me. I hadn't been able to score any of my own, so thank you, and I will see you guys next week.